Hi, I'm Nicole Reed. How do you surrender? Well, we hear this term a lot, surrender. And some of you might be thinking, oh, that just totally means giving up, just kind of giving in and like just, I don't know, playing dead or something like that. And some of you might feel like, okay, well, it sounds really good. I've heard some benefits of that, but I have no idea how to do it. Because you're on this sort of autopilot way of living, and it's hard to kind of jump over to that new realm. Surrender really helps you get pretty much everything you want. So what does surrendering really mean? Well, it means that you let the greater part of yourself take over. So if you are surrendering, you're not giving up in the sense of giving up who you truly are. It feels that way. It feels like you're giving up, you're just kind of giving in. But what you are doing is you're giving up that fear-based smaller self that wants to control everything. And so you are giving that part up. And what you're doing is you're allowing the greater part of yourself to steer the ship, to take over, to make the decisions, to lead you to all the infinite possibilities that exist for you, that open you all the happiness and joy that your heart wants. That's a big thing, right? That's a really big thing. And so how do we do this? How do we surrender? I actually think personally, like we all know how to do it intrinsically. We all know how to do this because we can tap into that greater part of ourselves. And if we're used to not being in touch with that greater part of ourselves, it takes practice to get there. And that's okay. But you got to start somewhere, right? So what are some of the key ingredients of surrender? Well, I find that trust is a huge one. There's something about trusting that you are supported by the universe, that life is here for you, that you are okay, that you are well, that all things are good. So it's really about trusting instead of fearing or believing that you're going to be screwed somehow, right? Because that's going to make you want to hold on to the control, right? Which is the second thing. So when you are not in a place of surrender, you're in a place of control. You're holding on with a death-like grip. You're trying to steer it all yourself and make all the decisions, and and like your power is outside of you, right? And so you're trying to control everything so that you can remain calm, but you're not actually calm, and that you can remain centered, but you're not really centered because you're relying on stuff outside of you to keep you that way in short bits of time, right? So it's really about letting go, surrendering, right? Letting go of the control, letting go of the ego control, the fear control, right? And so that's the nuance there. And really what this comes down to is an awareness of your true self, an awareness that you are made up of a greater creative energy, that you are actually in fact one with the universe, whether you know it or feel it or not. And so there's that trust in that, there's the letting go into that, there's the releasing of the control, that tapping into that greater wisdom in self and allowing that to emerge and flow through you. And you've probably had glimpses of this. You probably have these moments where you've kind of just let go and it's just been amazing, right? So you've done this, but now it's about doing it consciously. It's about getting connected to yourself on a regular basis. And what's really great to help with this is to create a practice, meditation practice, a stillness practice, an intuitive awareness practice, connecting with self practice, whatever you want to name it, however you want that to be. But spending time with that greater part of yourself inside of you, past the monkey mind, past the fear, past the expectations of others, right? Noticing the control, right? And letting it go bit by bit. So to put this into practice, today, if you already meditate, great. Focus really on that stillness inside of you and maybe add on 5 or 10 minutes. If you don't already meditate, I recommend that you start somewhere. Start with a 5-minute practice, a 10-minute practice, 15, whatever works for you. Start somewhere where you can just start getting connected to yourself. Also, pick one thing today to practice letting go of control and just see how it feels. See if you can surrender that bit to the greater energy. See what just comes up. Just notice. Because if you're having trouble surrendering and you put some piece of you wants to, see what is there. What is the block? Get really curious about that so that you can move through it. Awareness is the first piece of any kind of change. So, surrender. Practice it. Explore it. See how it works for you. You've heard a lot of benefits of surrender probably, but if not, let's just review them quickly here. Surrender really helps you get pretty much everything you want. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty tall order. But think about it. If surrender is really about getting connected to that greater part of you, that wiser, higher self, that true self within you that is connected to this whole field of energy that moves and creates everything in our world, that's how you're going to access everything. And so surrendering the ego, surrendering the small self to get to that place that's already inside of you, but just allowing that space to breathe and rule in a good way, that allows you to have that access point to everything your heart desires. So this is really important for you in life. It's how we work with laws of nature to really be our true selves and experience all the beauty and joy and freedom and creative possibility that exists for us here. So please post in the comments below what is working for you to help you inch towards surrender, or just like dive straight in. What are the moments that you have surrendered and what has happened as a result? What is all this amazing stuff that has happened happened for you that you can share with others and celebrate? And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and have a wonderful day being your true surrendered self.